We're going to be talking about transformations of square root functions. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the different types that we have. Uh, we have we have vertical transformations or translation. And you notice that D, the plus D, it's either going to move it up or it's going to move it down. Horizontal, you see how you have that minus C? It's either going to move it to the left or to the right. And this A right here, which is in front, is going to stretch it, or is it going to it's going to compress it. B, on the other hand, it says if B is greater than 1, then it's going to compress or it's going to shrink. If B is less than 1, it's going to stretch. Okay, so we're going to do this next example together. It says below is a graph of f of x equals the square root of x. Which function moves the graph so that the y-intercept is point P? So we have point P. Now P is going to require the graph to shift up. So this plus 2 is going to move the graph to the left 2 units. And the plus 2 on the outside is going to shift the graph 2 units up. So to answer this question, which one will it be? It's going to be h of x equals square root of x plus 2. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and show you on the graphing calculator. Now you notice that the parent function, the square root of x, is right here. It's a blue one. And you notice that 2 is the inside the radical and it moves it to the left. And you notice that 2 is on the outside and moves it up. So the answer is this one here on top, the square root of x plus 2. What are the graphs y equals 2 square root of x and y equals negative 1/4 square root of x? So they want us to graph these two, sketch and describe the transformation. Well, we have the square root of x, and now we have y equals 2 times the square root of x. And you notice that this 2 is larger than 1. So what it's going to do to this graph, it's going to stretch it, vertically stretch. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you on the calculator the effect. If you look at the calculator, we have the parent function, which is the square root of x, and then we have 2 times the square root of x. You know it's a vertical stretch. Now we all know that that negative is going to reflect it across the x-axis. That 1/4 is not going to stretch it, but it's going to compress it. Now I can show you here in the calculator how it's going to look like. So remember that the negative is going to reflect it, and there you see it being vertically compressed. What are the graphs of y equals the square root of x, and then plus 2 is on the outside, square root of x minus 3, the minus 3 is on the outside. Now you notice that the parent function is shown here, so that plus 2 is going to move this entire graph 2 units up. So we have y equals the square root of x plus 2. And the minus 3 is going to move it 3 units down. So we have y equals square root of x minus 3. Now, a major misconception, if the 2 was inside the radical or the minus 3 was in the radical, it's going to shift it left or right. Once again, I have the parent function here, and you have the plus 2 did move it up twice, and then the minus 3 moves down 3 units. So here are the 3 functions graphed. What are the graphs y equals square root of x minus 3 and y equals square root of x plus 2? So I have my graph here, and here is the parent function, y equals square root of x. The plus 2 is going to move it to the left 2 units, y equals square root of x plus 2. And the minus 3 is going to move it to the right 3 units, y equals square root of x minus 3. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the time to show you on the calculator. So just give me a minute here. And so now you can see the blue one is the parent function. The plus 2 moves it to the left. And the minus 3 is going to move it to the right. And it matches my graphs there. For problem 4, we notice we have the parent function. You have the 5 there, which is acting like the b. And you know it's greater than 1 and it's going to be considered a horizontal compression. So horizontal means it's moving in the horizontal direction, and you notice that it's coming closer to the y-axis, so that's why it's called horizontal compression. Now, we were to predict what happened with this graph here. The 1/2 is less than 1, so it's going to stretch it. That negative is going to reflect it over the y-axis. So let's see if that happens. Now you notice I put the 1/2 and it's stretching now. It's a horizontal stretch. It's going away from the y-axis. Now I haven't put the negative, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the negative, and then you'll see what's going to happen after I put the negative. It does reflect over the y-axis. For problem 5, it does say to graph it, but I'm going to go ahead and discuss what each of these numbers is going to do to the parent function, how it's going to transform it. The -4 is going to shift it down 4. The +2 is going to shift it to the left. And 3, it's going to do vertical stretch. So I'm going to write that down. It's going to do a vertical stretch of a factor of 3. It's going to shift down 4 units. And it's going to shift left 2 units. So let me go ahead and type it in here. So we have in front of it, we have a 3. We don't have anything next to the x, so there's no horizontal effect. Then we have a +2, and then a -4. So let's go ahead and press enter. And you notice it shifts to the left, it does a vertical stretch, and it goes down 4. So that's true.